Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome to Space Wreck. This game is a pixel art, old school isometric CRPG and every word of that is like fully up my alley, so I'm very excited about this. As you can see in the lower right corner there, it is currently in what they're calling full version early access, by which they mean all of the content is there, you can finish the game right now, but CRPGs as a genre tend to be filled with very complex interactions and a lot of things that could, in theory, occur. And the studio is small, they don't have a lot of testing personnel, and so they acknowledge it's probably going to be a pretty buggy experience at the moment. So they're keeping it marked as an early access game until they are confident that with the help of the community, they have managed to track down enough of the bugs that it will be a pretty smooth experience for most people. And they're clear about, like, if you're buying in right now, you are effectively helping us beta test this game. And honestly, I really appreciate that forthrightness. But the whole thing is present now. You can get to the end of it now, and that's good enough for me. So let's get in here and check this thing out, shall we? You may find combat unforgiving. It is 100% optional, in theory. The ways that I engage with the dialogue systems in these games tend to cause me to interact with the combat systems, so we'll see.
In the 22nd century, humanity is spread across the solar system. Wild capitalization of the markets has sparked bloody clashes between corporations and asteroid miners, spiraling into anarchy. You are an inexperienced captain, fresh out of the academy on your first voyage. Being a complete outsider to the crew, they don't seem to have much respect for you or your command. To make matters worse, your ship is targeted by asteroid pirates, and the blast of a stray ion torpedo damages the fuel controller chip. Somehow the ship manages to limp away to a nearby space wreck in hopes of finding a replacement. But someone has to go get it. The crew proposes a lottery to determine who will. Despite your status as the captain, you feel compelled to participate. Everyone draws the straws, but you get the short one. You manage to cover only half a distance when your shuttle unexpectedly runs out of fuel. Luckily, there is an abandoned space station nearby. You land, hoping to replenish the fuel tanks of the stranded shuttlecraft. Air hisses as the hatch opens. Stepping outside on broken tiles of the derelict station, you have no idea what to expect. But one thing is clear: there is no way forward without fuel.
There are some very cute homages to Fallout 1 going on here. I like this a lot so far. The plot's a little strange though. So our ship broke down and somebody had to go get a part to fix it. But on the way to doing that, that ship broke down too, and we have to get stuff to fix that. It's a weird sort of telescoping crisis. Here we've been greeted by an annoying voice over our radio. Captain, wake up, you've arrived. Imagine that my voice is more annoying than usual. Yeah, indeed, I just landed. The shuttle tanks are completely empty. You must find fuel here. Yes, thank you. Fuel, got it. So let me just conjure myself into existence here real quick. Even this strikes me as kind of like a cute little Fallout reference to the old spinning working interplay cursor. So yeah, we have 3 ready-made characters. Obviously, we are going to create our own character from a blank slate and play with the systems a little bit. So, params. Okay, this is all derived statistic stuff, and then we have a couple of skill points. Not very many. Like actually, literally a couple. All right, what are our attributes? Physical strength and agility. Your general physical fitness, effects, health, melee damage, inventory space. This is also your size. I wonder how much that's going to come into play. Like, are there going to be a lot of situations where being smaller is better for like sneaking into places maybe. Focus, discipline, and mental strength. Ability to concentrate on the task at hand. High focus also lets you detect lies. This is an interesting way of breaking up these stats. Affects AP, crit chance, combat initiative, melee damage. This seems very important. With extremely low focus, you cannot keep track of long conversations. I actually like that idea a lot. Being able to be like statistically absent-minded. Perception is eyesight, hearing, intuition, general awareness. Allows you to read people. Firearm range. Yeah, okay. All the stuff you would expect. Interesting that it starts at 2 and cannot be decreased. Charm, the likability of one's persona. The more charming you are, the more welcoming other people are to you. All right. And work. Work as an attribute. Genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work. Don't rely on attributes you're born with. Invest work to improve your skills. Every point in work grants you 1 additional skill point. And it increases the rate at which you gain XP. Oh, wow. Very significantly, in fact. I mean, this is a weird stat. Are there people who don't just like... Are there people who do not find it compelling to just pump the heck out of this? It feels to me like you should pump the heck out of this, right? The stuff maxes out at 5. I'm gonna take it to 5. We're gonna grab some focus for sure. Maybe like this. I actually want to try being physical 1. Part of the problem with this is I don't know if we will know for sure when we're getting a benefit of being physical 1. And obviously there's a lot to be said for improving your carrying capacity in games like this. But I'm really curious. I like to push at the edges of the thing, you know? We're going to try it like this. So 9 HP doesn't feel like a lot. 6 AP doesn't feel like a lot. Base damage of very little. Evasion indicates how well you can avoid getting hit. By default, you don't roll evasion on incoming attacks. But if you leave spare AP in the end of the turn, or if you have selected the counter action, the enemy will have to roll against your evasion. Okay, that's interesting. Yep, carry weight and stereotype. People sometimes have okay, there's a gender neutral. That's really cool. Oh, and this is why we have the extra point of perception. I see. People have trouble telling if you are a man or woman. You just don't fit the stereotypes. Your voice, size, walking, dressing, behavior, or anything else. This disposition has granted you greater awareness and insight. Stereotypical woman with a natural charm. Stereotypical man with natural physical. I do not love this division. Women are more charming. Men are more, you know, like... I feel like you're leaning back on some really old... I mean, stereotypes. It does say stereotype right there. I guess that's fair enough. But I will say, the thing I was about to say was actually kind of an excuse here. Since I started HRT, the decrease in my upper body strength has been really very noticeable. I probably want the point of perception. So I think we're going to play a woman, and I'm just going to pull back one of those points of charm. We'll just readjust our stats so that they are what they were. Yeah, we'll try it like this. I like this idea though. I kind of like, as much as it does sort of play into some weird, ugly stuff, I kind of like the way the stat points are distributed over that. And then we have a bunch of skill points on account of what a hard worker we are. So your ability to win arguments, to discuss topics competently and convince people of your truth. This is the computer skill. Hacking. Unlocks blueprints that can be constructed with Tinker. Tinker is your sort of physical fiddling with stuff skill. Pick locks. Okay. Ability to move unnoticed. Allows you to get into places where you're not supposed to be, bypass people without confrontation. Great way to avoid combat. You know, I feel like this might be good for us as like a physically very slight character who's very sneaky, right? That's a time-honored classic. Close quarters combat skill does not affect damage, only chance to hit. Okay. Perception is taken into account when determining hit chance, but also the range skill. So like, let's put a couple of points in sneak. I do kind of want to be a science person. I always do. I always do that in these games. Let's maybe like... I should probably take like a point in a combat skill, right? Let's do maybe like that. I'm assuming that being focused on melee damage, or being focused on melee combat but not having a lot of physical is probably unwise. So we'll tack ranged here a little bit. Yeah, let's see how this works out. Not good at interacting with people, but good at hiding from people, good at getting away from them. Subject fit for the position of captain, parentheses, covert operative. Subject has potential to execute stealth missions like bypass security. Okay. Covert operative 63. Okay, so they've got a set of like archetypes, and they judge how well you fit into them. That's interesting. Red flags, fragile, could die from a single hit, combat not recommended, I'm going to do my best. Cannot talk to strangers, negotiations unlikely, absolutely useless in combat with or without a gun. I'm feeling very judged as a person here. Space Academy is legally obliged to inform you that the accuracy of this assessment is 23%. Listen, we don't necessarily know what we're talking about. Fine with me. Oh, there's descriptive text in the thing here. In the little, yeah, this UI is very Fallout. You exit onto an old dilapidated landing pad. In front of you is a huge metal structure with multiple glass domes. Unfortunately, everything looks damaged and left in total disrepair for decades. Does seem like a bad deal. So we got our HP, we got our O2 meter, that's probably a concern. The combat switch. Here we go. So I got my spacesuit. Do not unequip. Very important. Very light, offers basic protection. Almost the same outfit as the rest of the crew, but you know, you got insignias. It's important to have insignias, and we have like a key ring here with the key to our quarters and the key to the shuttle. Right, of course. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, another thing I should mention before we properly get going here is that on the store page, it notes that the game is intentionally short, but that there are a lot of ways to approach it. So I don't know exactly what that means in terms of hours. Let's find out. What is your deal? These are the remains of a destroyed robot. With the right tools and knowledge, you could try to salvage something useful. I really like this art style. Yeah, let's figure out the layout of these components, shall we? Having glanced over the structure, you quickly recognize the right access panel, figure out where goes what, and identify a few components that could be useful. Only one thing is left: to extract them. Fingers crossed. We'll need a wrench. Shit. Okay. I will do that then. I will find a wrench. If I get close to the wall, does it sort of like blur out and let me see beyond a little bit? Is this something? It looks like a door. Okay, hold on. Hold up. Whoa. I clicked way deep here. It was, in fact, a door. I'm going to right-click. Okay, right-click is how you... Okay. I see. Hi! Okay, I have rolled a -2 of speech. You open your mouth to say something, but cannot. Feels like your tongue is twisted in a knot. Okay, that's a very literal failure of speech. You start to sweat, heart is pounding, face gets red. Anxiety sets in and you can only awkwardly step away. Unless you find a way to boost your confidence, at least temporarily, you won't have a conversation with this particular person. Okay, they were not kidding about those systems. That's fine. I don't need to talk to people. Let's just interact with the toilet. Oh no. I'm gonna hack your... Is it okay if I hack your toilet? I guess it's a bathroom door. I knew it. I knew this was what crypto was going to lead to. Okay, so our skill level is the base value, and then there are some dice rolled. They look like fate dice, effectively. Thank you. We wish you a satisfying experience. I also wish that for me. Now I'm in the bathroom. Something dropped. A welcome terminal cat tube access keycard in the toilet. Cool. Great. Love toilet inventory. Oh. Reloads. I did not mean to start combat off. No enemies in sight. It says cambot, not combat. I do not wish to do battle. I left clicked on it. I guess that's not a thing to do. All right. Mobile turret camera. Monitors surroundings and if needed addresses the threat. Can I talk to it? Nope. Is it gonna do an anger at me? Because here's the thing, I got no interest in. I'm not here to harm anybody. Let's examine this floating engineer in dirty old worker attire. Oh, no, that's pissed off the cambot. Yes, the cambot. I have entered combat with the cambot. Something fierce. Well, I have some AP. I would like to use them to leave this situation. Is where I'm at. I'm gonna steal your shit. A piece of pipe that can be used as a weapon. A hairpin. Fun fact, this common accessory item is also a popular choice among thieves for breaking electronic locks. Also some bad overalls. Sure. One of my favorite kinds of overalls. I'm gonna break line of sight here. Where are my AP depicted? Okay, it's the lights above the thing here. Alright. End turn? End combat? Yeah, no enemies in sight. Okay, so that cambot has some strong feelings about me. Maybe don't go over there just yet. What is this? Okay. More hairpins. Sure. There's another dead body over here, and they kind of look like they're in a workman's coverall. Tell me you have a wrench. You have a screwdriver. The toilet pass, which we do not need. All right, I'm just going to accumulate garbage. I didn't bring like a wrench with me or anything. Can we climb into the shuttle? This shuttlecraft can be used by authorized personnel only. You need your key fob. I just want to see if I have any stuff in here. Authorize, please. No, I don't need to take off. Okay. Thought it was worth checking. So am I allowed to just walk in? Okay, yeah, the door here is busted. This container is locked with an electronic lock. You need the correct key card or apparently hairpins. Let's try it. Let's try it once. So this is an easy one. One is a failure. You tried to find the right circuitry but cannot make sense of all these wires and relays. Maybe you could get through if you tried some more, but unfortunately you need a new hairpin as this one is burned out. So the idea is we're using the hairpin to strategically short the lock. I guess that works. Let's have a look at this computer here before we burn our other hairpin. All right. Note, these instructions are meant both for newcomers to learn and as a reference for existing employees. 1. Ask for ID. 2. Check ID in the database. If there is a red flag, immediately contact security. 3. Check carry-on for weapons and alcohol, drugs, and food. 4. Verify account balance. Visitors without peer coins to spare must remain on their ships. Of course. 5. Smile. 6. Ask the purpose of the visit. Note down only if out of the ordinary. 7. Explain station layout. So we have the outer ring, the inner ring where the shopping, entertainment, and recreation districts are. Don't mention it without need, but FYI, lower levels are off limits, upper level only with invitation. If it is someone from corporate, direct them to Superintendent Nero, maybe? Her office is on the upper level, access to elevator from Space Dock North. Okay. List a quick overview of the station's facilities. Q Market for all kinds of shopping needs. Q Bar for entertainment. VR suites for an exquisite and unique form of entertainment. But you have to book in the Q Bar? Okay. politely wish them a good stay. Not super useful. What's in your email account? A reminder from Kay. Please try to delete old emails from your workstations. Remember, less clutter is better. Oh, I downloaded an attachment without even trying. Important information. Few individual troublemakers from distant mining stations have been known to craft makeshift weapons out of ordinary tools and equipment. One of those weapon types, colloquially known as OL drill, or perhaps OL drill, is extremely dangerous. It can be fashioned out of just some junk, wiring, an atomic battery, and a standard laser drilling bit. Notify security if anyone tried to bring any of these items with her or him. Please find attached a blueprint document for this weapon as a reference. Keep calm and do your job to the best of your ability. Okay, so we got a blueprint for a weapon. Not super useful. Unless it turns out that we can build one of those. Even if we can build one of those, I'm just not very good at fighting. I would prefer not to fighting. Oh yeah, for sure disable security bots. Missing security ID card with appropriate clearance. Well, what if we just were to bypass that one? For word in pass file. Okay. Welcome, super user. There we go. Let's just adjust those friend or foe settings, shall we? You identify the code routine where the robot determines whether the target is friendly or hostile. From that, you find the correlating database, and a few alterations later, the robots are now on your side. Way better than just turning them off. Was there anything else I could do in there? I can make them blow up. I could take direct control of them. That's actually really cool. Not something we will be doing here. What's up with this chair? Huge and, perhaps in the somewhat distant past, comfy armchairs. Am I allowed to sit in it? No, interact did nothing. Okay. Oh, I guess this is probably a window, yeah? Oh, a wrench. I don't know why it didn't occur to me to look at the rack of tools until just now. A soldering iron is a hand tool used to melt... Yeah, I know what it is. Let's step back out here real quick and access these remains now that we have ourselves a wrench. Each one of these things... Alright, each one of those things has a little bit of weight. We have a low-yield electroshock weapon here installed on most cambots. This gadget is ripped out of the machine with loose wires and sharp brackets. Not really meant for humans. To fire it, you have to short-circuit 2 naked wires, and it is heavy and cumbersome. Wow, yeah, 4.2 mass. But it is a gun, and I don't have another gun right now, so I'm going to take it. Also, a bunch of electronic junk. And then I think actually I'm going to rid myself of this bit of pipe. What is the best way to do that? I'm assuming if I like drop something, it will just cease to exist, basically. Okay, no. It leaves it on the ground. It's sort of a newer video game idea that when you drop something, it just goes away forever. I suppose. What is in here? No, just walk into the room so I can see a little bit. A ventilation system. It is almost human size. Small human size, that is. Like, perhaps, my human size. Am I allowed to just climb in here? You see a standard ventilation access hatch. You can feel slight but persistent draft inwards. It seems this is the main way the air gets in the next room. You could squeeze through if you were small enough. For example, for what reason buzzed? Is that a thing I'm worried about? Doesn't seem to have had any real purpose, honestly. Okay, So we had to unlock that with the key card. If we hadn't had the key card, the vent would have been an access route. So we could try to check out what's downstairs. Let's hit this information kiosk before I do anything else. Hello there. I am Facman. Ask me anything. I am not going to do this. This is rude. In front of you is a typical interactive touchscreen stand with built-in AI assistant, sole purpose of whom is to provide answers to all the boring and basic questions staff of the ship have already been asked millions of times. It sports a huge ASCII smile and Southern American accent of all things. Oh, okay. I guess let's ask a question. How can I refuel a ship here? According to Facman, fuel is stored in the core of the station on the bottom level, basement. I can see you are a straight shooter, sir. Well, I can respect that. The fuel is stored in the central core of the station, but our helpful staff will assist you. No need for you, sir, to carry the heavy fuel cells up from the basement yourself. I am not good at carrying heavy things. That would be lovely. Unfortunately, I suspect most of the helpful staff is actually dead, probably. Hey, why is there gravity on the ship? Excellent question, buddy. By the way, I'm not really doing the southern accent. I hope that's okay. You'd expect to be floating while in space, and rightfully so. The gravitation pull this far away from Earth or any other planet is very small. In fact, we call it microgravity. However, this would make traveling in space very cumbersome and uncomfortable. That's why the good people of Percon Limited invented a way to simulate gravity while in space. Remember when you came aboard, staff insisted that you wear only special clothes made out of cosmic fabric and heavy space shoes? Well, it turns out this is part of a trick to reasonably effectively simulate gravity. You see, the clothes, and especially the shoes, are all magnetic. And floors all around the ship, metallic or magnetic as well. And what do magnets do? Exactly. They stick together. Magnetic soles ensure you can walk, even if somewhat awkwardly, upright and not float away, while clothes help you stick to the chairs and, most importantly, the bed. The same principle of magnetism is applied to most of the utensils, tools, containers, and everything else. Otherwise, all those things would float around and get stuck in some unwanted places. So, this is how gravity works here. Do you have any more questions? Fire away if so. That's decent world building. Is this fuel station safe? Very specific question, my dear Greenhorn, but a valid one. Poorly devised fuel containers was the cause for many space accidents initially. That's why nowadays you won't find huge cisterns of explosive propellant. Instead, the fuel is kept in separate, relatively small vessels, sometimes even with safety distance between them, all to prevent loss of the whole fuel supply in case of a single structural integrity breach or avoid devastating explosion. This is a very busy refueling station with tons of fuel. How safe is it? No need to worry, partner. All is under control. Krogus 3 fuel reserves are kept in the safest place on the station, in the very center of it, lower level, protected by thick walls and the external outer ring structure. And, of course, to prevent terror acts, access is very restricted, and there are active security measures in place. Hey, why is there such a low-tech equipment everywhere? When Percon Limited decided to go and mine asteroids, it was clear that miners and their equipment will have to spend a lot of time far, far away from Earth and any supplies. The equipment had to be both extremely dependable and easy to repair. That is why everything is bigger and clunkier than it needs to be. There's plenty of reserve built in. The high-fidelity screens gave way to the low-tech e-ink displays that consume only a fraction of the power and will last for centuries. Additionally, equipment is organized into self-sufficient modules that do not necessarily need a grid to function. For example, every single computer terminal includes its own power source, so-called atomic battery, and functions as a server that automatically replicates data as soon as connected to whatever ShipNet network. Connected by independent peer-to-peer links, they can effectively function and retain 90% data even if 70% of nodes are gone or disconnected. So every computer on the ship has one of the atomic batteries we would need to build that gun. You know, in case that was the thing that became important. How does the space toilet work? I see you've got your priorities straight, sport. Bathroom on this ship, and most other modern spaceships, is multifunctional, self-contained sealed capsule that provides poopy and pee-pee disposal as well as shower, even at the same time if you feel inclined so. That all is done in the name of efficiency and preservation of resources. The capsule recycles all the fluids on the spot. It's a closed system. So don't worry, we won't run out of water for shower, if you know what I mean. Ha 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 ha. But the microgravity and the poopy. Ah, yes. As most of the things, pee-pee and poopy would float in space, and that would be unsanitary. Since we cannot realistically feed you with magnetic powder to ensure your poop sticks to metal, ha ha ha, Capsule employs power of suction to guarantee that disposed substances go where they should. You can say that it sucks. Get it? No, that's just, you just used the word that describes what the thing does. That's not a joke. Humor has always been difficult for machines, you know? Okay, I think we're good here. I'm just going to leave in silence. I am actually really curious about the lower level here. Now that Cambot is on our side, let's just go have a peek. What have we here? Okay, it does not want to talk to me about the badge that is drawn on this wall. Corpses? Yeah, corpses. Okay, well, I mean, the good news is we don't seem to be in any danger from any of them. Let's just have a quick look at the cameras, shall we? Most of the cameras are either down or display moving through dark, narrow corridors, one showing some kind of shop interior. On one screen, labeled Promenade, there is a group of 4 to 5 people interacting with some kind of door. I do not think that we should try to talk to them. I can't see that going well. Let's scroll through the footage real quick. Seems to be a fairly standard surveillance journal, lots of boring routine entries. One, though, stands out. The footage is dated 1506, 2075, 2223. I don't know what the current date is. It shows a crowded room, some entertainment area, dance floor perhaps. There's some altercation, which quickly escalates to fighting. Security arrives and tries to calm down both parties. One of the guards is then struck, and in response, she apparently overreacts, pulls out and fires her sidearm. Cops suck even in space. There's a blast of lightning, and suddenly everyone around her, 5 to 6 people, are convulsing. The rest flee in panic. Another security officer quickly approaches her and takes away her gun, and seems to be scolding her, not scalding her. That's a pretty harsh punishment, although maybe not inappropriate. As it said on the intro screen down in the corner, it mentioned that this is a Latvian game. My understanding is that this game was made pretty much by 2 people, and I don't think English is necessarily the first language for either of them. So, that said, like, if that is the case, so far the English has been very good. There's just been a few weird things here and there, and it seems that the next footage, dated later that night, is directly related. That's the same date, right? It was like 14 minutes later, is directly related to the previous incident. Same room you're currently in, the security headquarters. Security guards come in. One, seemingly higher ranking, keeps scolding other guard, the woman who fired a weapon into the crowd. The chief puts the weapon in a locker inside a separate room behind your back. Then he locks it and proceeds apparently lecturing the rest of his team. Okay, so there's a functional firearm in there probably. That's what we've learned. Button operated sliding door. Is there a button? I can kind of tell that there's a container in here through the wall. That's probably not supposed to be that way. Let's just examine this thing here. Interesting that that's a real perception roll. Looks like some kind of security office. Likely a station security officer would have a key card. Keep an eye out for blue uniforms. Okay. I am going to not spend our last hairpin just yet. I mean, these are certainly blue-ish, and they could be uniforms. Those 2 people are dressed identically, which I guess makes that a uniform. Let's just open the panel on the side of this thing and check what's inside. What if I want to steal parts? A suspicious sealed container. Tightly sealed, dark, visibly worn container with a biohazard sign on the lid and a small valve on the bottom side. Is this full of feces? I'm going to take it, but I think it might just be full of feces, if I'm honest. A troll card? A card for the game called For the Adventure and Glory. It features an enormous towering creature the size of a small mountain on the front, and the description says, hiding deep in the forests among rocks and stones of mountain, trolls are terrifying primal force when angered. Its power rating is 5, which presumably is high. Yeah, they could for sure use like a native English speaker to just go over all the text here. Not that it's a small task. I'm sure there's a lot of text. A security spacesuit offers only marginally better protection than run-of-the-mill versions. Definitely going to take another hairpin. Would I be better off wearing this security suit than my current suit? Oh, it's very heavy. Never mind. Okay, that's fine. So let me have a look at this, this container. Tightly sealed, dark, visibly worn. All right, I'm going to open it. We're going to find out if it's full of feces. Contents sort of float out. Okay. That doesn't seem to have done very much. Yep. Lump of dried human feces. Cool. Great. Now that it is empty, the mechanism of how it works is clear. Feces are automatically deposited into the container, the lid is sealed, and the valve on the bottom is used to remove air, completely desiccating the contents. Okay. I mean, it does seem like this could potentially have uses. I probably don't need to be carrying around the poop. Then again, I guess for the moment it's not hurting us to have this. I guess I will hold on to it. It's completely desiccated, right? It's as safe as it's getting. Is this door? Oh, the door is like totally broken. But hold on, can we just walk in? Yeah, we can just walk in. The side of the space station is just open. Jeans and turtleneck. Take this hairpin. All right, human being, sure. Oh, can I? You know what? A zero-G bed in a terrible state. The fabric is dirty and torn, and there are huge stains of a suspicious color. Can we just, like, make sure there's not anything underneath the mattress? Okay. Good spooky soundtrack stuff going on here. All right. Let's try to pull the innards of this thing as well. I'm going to take all the cartridges. We're definitely not going to take the gun. Actually, I wonder if we can use 2 of the same item to, like, if I can scavenge parts to repair the other one, basically. I'm not allowed to, like, right-click on this, unfortunately. Let me see something in my inventory. I do feel like I should equip this. So, no, we don't have any further interaction options, though. My guess is I could not disassemble that other one for parts. Okay, so it has a very Fallout 1-like system here. Not exactly the same. What Fallout 1 did was it had 2 equip slots, and you had a button which would switch between them, so you could keep one empty and one with your gun in it, so that you could quickly draw on people. But there were, social consequences for walking around with a gun obviously out, which is a thing I know this game replicates. Ooh, a computer manual. Covers very, very simple topics. I'm kind of curious. Does it give us a sense of exactly... Okay, it's not really useful to us. I'm wondering, like, if you only had 1 skill point, would it maybe bump you to 2 or something? Alright, we could squeeze through this vent. I think I'm going to do that before I commit any resources to trying to get through the door here. I do not like how hard it is to see in this place. Alright, so just squeezed ourselves through a maintenance corridor. That's some kind of security robot, but I guess the security robots on this level are cool with me. A wolves card, another Adventure and Glory card, sports a pack of growling silver wolves. The front, with on front and description says, little messy there. The howl of silver wolves instills cold fear in the hearts of travelers. Its power rating is 1. Wolves are less good than trolls. Everybody knows this. Is there a vent at this end too? Yes. I'm gonna just crawl through here arbitrarily. Okay, there's definitely movement in that room over there. Okay, we completed the goal of get inside. That actually kind of startled me. Let's choose a skill to improve. I mean, I kind of think maybe it's Tinker. Maybe we get even better at science, though. I'm going to get a little bit better at Tinker first. Yeah. Cool. We improved Tinker. And this is like a whole entire person. They have not responded to me crawling out of that vent in any way. I'm just going to wander away from them for the moment. I'm not good with people. I'm good with objects and computers and stuff. The remains of a destroyed robot. We could try to salvage something useful here. Pretty good at salvaging. Take all that ammo. The system control terminal. I do love to control things from terminals. Yep, multiple hull breaches detected. I also detected that. That's it, huh? Okay. What's going on with the body of this maintenance worker? Couple of screwdrivers. Ooh, an atomic... Yo, those are expensive. Expensive? Heavy. What I mean is heavy. I'm not going to take any of your stuff. There's a roll of duct tape in here. That feels like a necessity. Should never pass up. Duct tape or WD-40. Remote control component. This miniature computer has a radio receiver and can be programmed to emit or respond to a signal. Don't know exactly what I want to use that for, but I can imagine a lot of things it might be good for. Okay. Seems like that is maybe all that there was of value down here. You know, it strikes me that I haven't manually saved at all. Okay, I guess it's that simple. Only one save slot for us, probably. Did I drop my Wolves card? Or wait, is that that was the second one. Okay. Maybe we'll end up having a pretty sick deck for this game. Let's just go ahead and hack this. I just want to make 100% sure that the bots on this... Ooh. 3 was insufficient. Interesting. I want to make sure the bots on this floor are going to be friendly to us as well. Whoa, hey there. I never expected to meet anybody down here. Yeah, that makes both of us. Who are you? We're, explorers. I mean, scavengers. Sorry, we? Me and my bros. That's our ship parked at the East Dock. Hard to miss it. You can find the rest of the gang upstairs on the promenade. Hey, do you mind if I ask you a question? Shoot. What are you doing here all alone? My pal needs a certain part to patch up stuff, and I'm looking for it around the station. That's how we keep it running. Scavenge and patch, rinse and repeat. This is interesting, but we'll probably fail it. What kind of replacement part? Perhaps a fuel regulator? Nah, man, all of ours are fine. Those things don't really break. No, I'm looking for some kind of valve. I don't know what it looks like exactly. He said there should be a B521 written on it somewhere. Ah, I see. Where were we? So you're looting, right? It's a loaded way to express that. Say, since you're exploring anyways, you want to stick together? It'd be safer, right? We're going to fail this. Nope. All right. I just rolled a +2. Hey, you might be right. There's an awful lot of those cam bots. They are not nothing. Yeah, let's try to stick together. Grand. Let's rock. We got ourselves a friendish. Well, I'm going to just pick the lock. Ooh, it's impossible rated. 4 is insufficient. Burn my hairpin. We have a couple of hairpins. It's not a big deal. I wonder what will happen if I try to squeeze through a vent with our friend here in tow. I'm going to maybe give this hack one more try. Oh, okay, permanent. I actually really appreciate that. Okay, so we get a result. You get stuck with your result. Companion is too big. You'll have to find a different way. I'm assuming I could, just talk to him and ask him to stay behind if I wanted. Is this... No, is that completely untraversable? It looks like there's a gap between the red thing and the wall, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I guess I'm wrong. What is this? Well, whatever it is, it's not out of the ordinary. Hey, Junka. Need to talk about how we work together. Could you wait here for a second? I'm just gonna do a thing that you cannot come with me on. Really, really want to be able to move through this vent. The clickable area is so small. Wow, there are a lot of vents in here. All right, time to see if I have, in fact... Wow, look at all these fuel cells. A towering fuel container. To contain the spread of fire, fuel is distributed among a set of separate containers. Yeah, it makes sense. Separate sealed towers. So a fuel cell weighs 5.5, a single refueling entity. Sturdy metal and plastic vessel contains HEDF in a liquid state, with a special stabilizer, rod mesh, and output ports. Okay, yeah. Made full prof, so that anyone without any training can refuel rocket engines anytime, anywhere. Alright, let's drop some stuff I don't need. Like, what am I carrying that's heavy? Probably don't need 2 of those. My overalls are actually really, really low cost to carry. Alright, hold on. You wait right there, fuel cell. What am I carrying that has any significant mass at all? My spacesuit. Probably not going to drop that. These electric cartridges altogether are nearly 5 units of mass. That's not so bad. We can certainly drop a screwdriver. I'm going to go ahead and drop this electronic junk. RC controllers aren't too bad. Aha! You can combine multiple copies of the same object. Alright, good to know. Painkillers are probably actually useful. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where all this weight is even coming from. I guess this is 5, this is 4.2, this is 4.5, so that's actually a really huge portion of it right there. Captain uniform is remarkably heavy. Well, they were 5.5, right? So I'm going to have to free up another 2 units of... We had to get to 16.5 in order to be able to pick one of these up. I could drop some ammo. I am gonna throw this away. Let's just get rid of the poop. And then... Yeah, I need to That really sucks that you have to click every single time. You have to click on the item again every single time you want to drop one of it. Is there a way to mass drop stuff? Kind of doesn't seem like it. All right, we're just going to get under 16.5. It's kind of a lot of ammo that I'm carrying around, considering I probably don't actually intend to fire this weapon if I can avoid it. Fuel cell gotten. Uh-oh. Reloading? What's happening? Attention, I find myself involved in combat. Are you sure? I don't feel like I'm involved in combat. I feel like I'm in a ventilation duct. Maybe one of the robots saw me climbing into the vent. Okay, I'm gonna go back upstairs real quick. This isn't the area I was in upstairs before. Hold on. Maybe what I want to do is go back exactly where I came from. So you stay here. It is pretty rad that there's a good reason to be tiny. Oh, hey. A card. A spear-wielding reptilian on the front, the description that says, an elite squad of warriors from the legendary Swamp Kingdom. Power rating, 0. There's probably a good reason to have some low-power cards in your deck, right? Probably. Alright, let's go ahead and just bring this fuel back to the shuttle. I am not done with this place. I definitely want to explore more, but let's resolve our most immediate problem first. How do I'd like to interact? Is that right? Access shuttlecraft. Refuel. Are we good? All right, looks pretty good. Do my stress just... Wait. What was that meter? Hold on. Character sheet. Did that say stress? I was assuming that was an XP meter. I guess we're doing fine. Level 2 XP, 70 of 50. Is there a thing I need to press to cash in my level up here? Maybe not. We still need a fuel regulator. My guess is we're not going to find it here, though, right? We want to get to the space rack. This is like the tutorial area, right? So I probably don't need to do anything else here, but it's probably a good idea. All right, I'll tell you what. I think this is maybe a good place to... Oh, there's my level up. It just takes a little while. Acquire a character mark. An extraordinary situation can leave a mark. Trigger a positive change in one's character. Cool. I love a positive mark. All right, it's a perk. This, you know, these are perks. It's a Fallout game. You get bonus +1 to your hacking ability if you are snacking. I like that. That's cute. If you have 1 round left in your clip, you shoot with extra accuracy and bonus damage. Very much so, in fact. When the clip's half empty, you get a bonus to your ranged. You are not fat. You do actually have big bones. Bonus 10 HP. 10 HP is more than doubling our current HP. Or your body has become very flexible. You can squeeze through increasingly narrower openings if you are naked. These are fun. The scalpel is not an effective weapon, they said. But when push comes to shove, a human can adapt quickly. You suffer no penalty to precision when using a scalpel as a weapon. You know, field surgery. Okay. You've discovered that more intimate conversation, 1-to-1, works better. +1 to speech when talking more than 7 tiles away from other people. This is kind of in character, I feel like, a little bit. We're just sort of starting to get the idea of who our character is as a person. Pipe Dreamer. For some reason, being high on drugs opens your mind to a whole new set of ideas for inventions. The next tier blueprints are unlocked in workstations when on drugs. Sofa expert. You've read thousands of article headlines in social networks, and now you have an opinion on any topic. +1 to sci-tech, tinker, or ranged when in a conversation. That's very cute. I love that it's specifically you've read thousands of headlines. When shooting, you do better at ranged. People may laugh at you, but when times get tough, you dig in and double down, ready to lead and command. +1 charm, +2 speech, only while in combat. Interesting. I wonder what the utility of that is. Each time you pick a lock and roll at least one focus, you get to keep your hairpin. Ooh. That one might be good. If you have a screwdriver, pliers, wrench, ratchet, flathead screwdriver, and a roll of duct tape in your inventory, you have +1 to tinker. We almost have all that stuff already. Heavy hitters, more hit. Hit more good, though. If you have a single best friend, you both get 1 evasion. As long as you have deep pockets, you are confident in negotiations. +1 speech if you have more than 500 peer coins. Alright. +2 evasion if naked, +1 sneak if also physical at 1. Yeah, what if I was just naked and tiny? A pristine body. You've been avoiding unnecessary consumption of drugs, medicine, and alcohol for years. This means your body is more susceptible to the effects now. Yeah, okay, I guess. The superiority complex. This gives you cold confidence when talking to working class people. That's pretty grim. +1 speech if the other person is wearing overalls or a uniform. Easier to sneak if your inventory is half empty. That's never going to be me. When you crash the computer and have to use a manual to reset it, you temporarily pick up a lot of useful things as well. +2 to sci-tech. Unfortunately, this enlightenment won't last and fades quickly. Or you've adapted to magnetic shoes so well you cannot be kicked away. Is that going to be a frequent concern? I mean, the consequences of being kicked out into space obviously are tremendous. I kind of like, I kind of want to take the 1-to-1. I can do a little bit of speech stuff with people if I can just get them alone. That feels cool and in character. Unfortunately, prolonged stress leaves a negative mark on your body and mind. Okay, and we only have 3 of these. The stress has triggered an irrational fear of the numbers 6 and 13. Whenever you have items of that count, you suffer a -1 penalty to your focus. Whenever you have items of that count, like that number of items, or is it like whenever you're holding 6 of a particular thing? Growing waistline that prevents us from sneaking through vents. I have very strong feelings about vents. Spared action points do not trigger evasion at the end of a turn. I think I'm going to take obsessive accounting and just try not to have 6 or 13 of anything. What a weird system. Yeah, I'm going to manually save here. And then we're going to call it for the day. That's it for us for now. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, hopefully real soon, we'll be doing roughly another hour of play here. We're going to explore this space station a little bit more before we bail and get back on track with our real mission. And we'll see you then.